Well, welcome back to what must be the third episode of the DIY Respray on the T4. So you see, I'm still using my phone, GoPro still buggered, still waiting on the parts for it. So yeah, this is actually a sooner than expected update, although to be fair, I haven't edited a single one of these videos yet, so not for you guys, it's not. But I've got a day off work for birthday, so screw it, we'll do a bit of work on the van, make a bit more progress. So let's see where we got up to so far then. So in the previous episodes, we got some panels that had been painted. We got some of the panels down there, which were the first lot painted, which need a few issues rectifying on them. So last night made a bit of progress in the evening on these panels, and Tom continued to do some more whilst I was away. So he started prepping this, get off all the rust and put rust treatment on it. But this panel needs more work, and I thought anyway, I've just had a look at it. And other than sort of standing back with this other previous DIY paint here, he mentioned about some wavy filler here, which I'm not sure you can tell in the light it is. So it needs sorting, but also, see this low spot here? So it's got obviously had a scratch down the door. So that one needs sorting out as well. So pretty much it's going to need to try straighten out that a bit, some filler to sort it all out again, and then this is all going to need 2K priming and rubbing back and probably flatten a couple times. So this one ain't getting painted yet, but obviously need to start getting the bodywork prepped for that. Yes, they also put some fine filler on some stone chips. I'm guessing there's obviously a lot of stone chips, so I need to sand all that off, get that ready to paint. I think the mirrors have been scotched up, but it's going to need more than that, because they've got contact marks. So that needs sanding back smooth. Probably going to have some plastic primer and some fine filler over that. Yeah, there's a few bits like that. It needs sorting out on them, so I need to get on with that. Hinges to do. This door is almost done. It's had a few little bits done to it. All back here. That's all good now. There's a few more dents on it, but we're not too worried about them. Just one more area to fix over here, which turns out there was some filler in the door or something. And you can actually kind of see it down in there. Yeah. React a bit. So I've got to sort it out. Probably sand that back. Nice and smooth, fine filler over that, bit of primer again and such. And then that door should be pretty much ready to paint as well. So yeah, I think I did, yeah, I showed you the wings last one, I'm sure, and such. I think I did anyway. So with the paint not warmed up, it went on a lot better, but still not, but I still put it on a bit too heavy, like the look of glass up around here and that. If I would focus, a tiny bit of dust, but other than that, really, really good. I'm not sure what you can see in here. See there? So not too bad, but I did get two runs there. So I've got to sort them out, which is a pain, but other than that, it's actually a nice colour, and it has gone on pretty damn well. So a smidge of orange peel in areas. Some's a bit heavier than other areas, not quite consistent. Well, this panel actually is fairly consistent. The other panel there was a bit heavier in the orange peel below. And I've still got so we've done the underside of the bonnet, which has come out excellent. So now I'm obviously not happy with the top side. Well, I'm saying that. It might just need the denibbing on the dirt and such, and a polish. Or we might chuck some more paint on afterwards, I'll decide. But not too worried about that yet. So I'm going to get these out of the booth, finish off prepping what else we can do. So ideally, see that panel's out of the question. So we can need to start getting work on that, because I want to paint it at the weekend still, if I get time. Although I've got a car show for Capri, so I'll also put some time into that. But I wouldn't mind getting, at least if not this door, this part of the bumper, and the mirrors and such painted up. So I'm going to crack on with that for a few minutes, and I'll see you directly. Well, quick update. Keep back a lot of this old, the respray parts of the paint here, ready for some primer. Chuck a load of bog on, which obviously most will be sanded off, but it's, yeah, we can't straighten the panel like the traditional way of beating it out. One, because I think there's limited access to it, but two, it's also full of filler and all that already, so it's going to have to come back to bare metal. So I've knocked off the high spots, put a layer of bog over it, and then we'll sand that back, block it back, so it's nice and flat. And there shouldn't be much, there should only be filler left in the low spots then afterwards, but obviously got to give it nice, good coverage first. So that's curing, but I won't be getting to that today, I don't think. Took off most of the fine filler off of the part of the front grille, so you can just see, I can see why it's got smeared all over it, but you can just see the amount of stone chips all over it, everywhere, tons of them. So this now is going to need a couple coats of high build primer, and then that's going to have to be blocked back as well, smooth. So it should come out. So basically, shouldn't need a high build primer top of this door, so I'm just not going to do it because it's just not worth it. If we prime it, we've then got to sand it all back smooth again. Obviously, on a nice good job where we're going perfect, or I'm not a painter, the car would probably get primed up twice and blocked back, but this one there's just not the time or the budget for it. So yeah, I'll probably high build prime sort of, there's back to bed metal here, so we need to reprime all that. So probably from the window here, like this wage line down, and then we'll block all that. The mirrors have had a bit of love. I've gone along and sanded down all the damaged plastic where it's been caught on a wall or something before. Fine, like plastic prime fine filled in the low spots, sanded it, and then primed over top. So once that's all dried, they could be just knocked back again, and they'd be ready to paint. The little brackets are pretty much ready to paint, and this door should be, once that repair is finished there, which is now starting to take shape, and sanded back, providing the other side of this, I haven't actually looked at it yet, it wouldn't be prepped it, probably mostly be alright to be fair. Check over that, and then that will be ready to paint. But I don't think I'm going to bother painting just them bits. I might wait until get them primed, blocked back, and then do this lot as one more batch of painting, which will be probably, one of the next videos you see. Whether I'll film a priming or not depends. And after that, it's on to fixing what I cocked up on the other panels, so I had a few runs and stuff like that. Bit of DA back on that, and then we're prepping the van, which is going to be an interesting one. I've got slow activator coming today for the actual respray, because there's no chance we're going to do that van in fast, as I said in the previous episode. It's nah. I had a look at it and had a bit of advice from my uncle, who's a roof finisher, or was, and yeah, it makes sense that we could paint it in fast, but we're going to have to then spend the extra time sorting out to get a nice finish, as opposed to doing it in a slow hardener, letting it level out properly and having no dry areas, trying to do it all properly. So we're going to go with that. So yeah, I'll crack on. It'll probably be another day by the time we now get back to doing this stuff, and I'll see you guys shortly. And I'm back again. So I think it was last Sunday when I done a video. Now it's Friday. It's been a few days. Basically what no, it was Tuesday, wasn't it? It was Tuesday, because I had a day off my birthday. Anyway, so I think back then I just chucked a bit of bog on here. We've now since taken most of the bog off, put a bit more back on, taken some off. And it's now no longer completely wavy, which is good. Been blocked down with the long block and then sanded smoother. But as you can see, there's still a few high spots here. Now, we're not going to fix them because we just haven't got the time to do it. And it's not, the panels none of these panels are perfect. A few of them have got quite a few issues with them. So we're just making it look presentable as opposed to perfect, because yes, we could make it look perfect, but either going to need some new panels, or we're going to have to be putting a load more filler and things, knocking bits back, and we're going to put in loads of time we just haven't got. So can't do that. But mainly, that's now smooth. So obviously we've got a little wave there annoyingly where the high spot is, which is a shame. But short of knock it down, more filler, and then block. It's just, never ending. So we're going to settle with that as happy. That's all the waviness that was here is now perfect. So that's good. So that now, obviously, with having exposed metal, body filler, various pre-paint and primers. So I think there's like 2 shades of paint here, plus an existing, I forgot what they call it now. I think it's like that metal electric applied primer on panels from factory, whatever it is. So with all that on it, it now needs to be obviously primed properly, because we can't apply paint to that. Well, you could do, but you'd be pretty damn rough if you did. And there's also a chance it could react as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some 2K high build over it, obviously, because we want to knock it back. It's going to be little pinholes in this filler still, and there's going to be some of these big sanding scratches that we haven't been able to get out yet. So we'll load on some 2K high build primer, and then we can block that back properly to ensure this is nice and smooth. So we've got that to do there, and then we also start a prep on the van, because it's Friday now. Essentially, I've got no time on Sunday. Well, I might have a bit, but I'm not counting on it. And we got to get this panel, plus that door over there, and all the other bits I showed you the other day, in paint by the end of tomorrow. So they've got to be painted by the end of tomorrow, really, because I can't guarantee anything on Sunday. And then the following weekend, the van has to be painted as well, because the weekend after that, it needs to be back together, really. So now, when they done the bodywork on the van, they had some things went well, some things didn't go well. This side, when they changed this sort of part of the rear quarter of the arch, went on really well. It's not going to need really any bodywork. They've already done whatever was needed below it. Fine. This other side was an absolute nightmare, apparently, and what made it even harder was they then just applied some thick zinc primer over top with a roller, but that was really difficult to sand off. So I've had to sand that back smooth so we can put some high build over it and then see where we're at. So this here is what happened on this side. So it is smooth at the minute, but we need to high build this and then block it and work out where we're actually at with it. And there's it there again. I know they put multiple bits of filler on this panel and such to try and straighten it out after it had all the issues. It was just a terrible panel, terrible fitment. But there's these high spots still, and the only way we're going to get these high spots out is by, again, knocking them smooth, filler them back, tapering it in. It's, again, and it's just not the time. Which is a bit annoying, really, but it is what it is. So we're going to 2K prime it. Probably have to work it where we're at with it, because it might need a bit of fettling around here still, looking at that. So, but for now, we're going to 2K prime it, block it, and then let's see where we're at. And then make sure none of this reacts, because they've had a few different... This orange stuff is a high build Pro spray can, but it seems to react with various bits what they've done as well. So we need to basically cover it all in 2K products. So if it's in 2K primer, we know that when the paint goes on it, it's going to be absolutely perfect. We don't want to apply paint to these other random 1K bits and bobs, because it could well react, and then we're worse than back to where we were before. So I'm probably going to clean up these lot, and not sure what happened to it. It seemed to be liquid on everything, like oil or something. No idea what happened. Yeah, I had actually sanded this, keyed this back yesterday, full primer, but it's got all this on it now. So we have to quickly fix all that, clean it up, and mask off a few bits to put some primer on, I think. So yeah, that's where we're at currently. Now I haven't got the adapters up here for the GoPro, so I can't put it on a tripod and film it. But the mic adapter has now arrived for GoPro, so we'll be back to that next episode, or later on, what could be this episode still. So yeah, I'm going to crack on with that anyway, because it's now like 8:30 on a Friday evening, and I worked late and I'm tired. So I'm going to get this sorted today, and then tomorrow I'll be back so we can block down a primer, get panels prepped, ready for paint, and get them in paint. And that'll at least leave us in a fairly good position to be prepping the van evenings next week, ready for paint that weekend. So yeah, let's crack on. And another day on. So obviously 2K high build primed this and the strip bit of the bumper yesterday. Brought back earlier and sorted out some of the pinholes in the filler and some other stone chips in the bumpery bit. So now it's just this one to get back into the booth. Waiting on ideally a lift for that, because it's pretty big and heavy and I need to get it up on that stand. Other than that, these other bits are pretty much ready to go now. So we'll get them sprayed up at the same time. Then it'll be all the panels, excluding the bumpers, sprayed, which will be nice. But I need to get this sorted today and then get working on that. Go over there in a minute, because there's a car show tomorrow and I've got to get it out for that. So yeah, we'll crack on in a minute. Well, hopefully. I'm pretty sure the GoPro still, the adapter doesn't work. GoPro's buggered, so I can only get a time lapse of the actual spraying, so we'll do that anyway. And you'll see that, well, probably now. That's another episode basically wrapped up. So, we got some paint on some things, which is definitely a bonus. This time we did pretty good on run front. Instead, we've kind of had to settle with orange peel. Due to we still haven't got the slow hardener. It was meant to arrive Tuesday, was delivered, but wasn't ever actually delivered here. It's somewhere else, so I think I'm going to do a new one on Monday, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. But we got paint on. We've just had to settle with instead this sort of orange peel, which isn't much different to factory to be fair, but I would still prefer it to be nicer. So they're probably going to wet sand and polish at some point just to make it nice. Obviously this is the door, it had all the bodywork issues in it, which weren't rectified for one because it's just, yeah, so you got a couple dents there. That around here was where that filler was, which has actually come out pretty good, to be fair, which is nice. So that's straight back out, bar the, you might be able to see it moving a bit by that high spot over there. So yeah, just the orange peel, because the paint just won't level out. Even if I tried to smash it on, it's fairly level there. Got a few dust issues though. Focus. Yeah, a few dust issues there, not ideal. But it just won't level out perfectly. Which is, yeah, a bit annoying, because I'm pretty used to what I sprayed the golf in, which went on really nicely. So I'm definitely not a fan of 2K solid compared to clear coat, or at least that look of glass I use. So even when I come to do the Capri, I think it's probably going to be a 2K solid going on it. Unless I get the colour mix of base coat, might do that. But I reckon I'm going to liquid glass it, and probably even flow coat it as well to go all in out on it. It's quite desperately needs some bodywork doing to it. The gold's filthy, so you probably can't tell. And again, this was never actually prepped to be in a perfect job. It was just meant to be a first ever respray. Desperately needs another polish. Yeah, it's too dirty to see really. But she came out really nicely. Exceptionally well. Which is a shame I can't get the same result with that 2K solid. But, oh well. So anyway, if you still happen to liking the content, bit patchy at the minute, then why not drop me a comment, tell me what you think, tell me if there's something I can improve on, or something that you said was actually alright, either or. Yeah, drop the video a like if you like it, and maybe subscribe and stick around and follow more. There's plenty more coming up in the other projects. Will be some more paint in the future, although I'm starting to not like it. But mainly mechanical stuff and restorations, rebuilds, all that kind of stuff. All DIY, so if you're after the professional element, then it's probably not for you. If you're someone that's self-taught in a shed learning things, then yeah, it's probably the same sort of content that you might like. Maybe. I don't know, I'm rambling now. But yeah, hopefully I'll see you again next time. I've been Jordan. Cheers.